Hello, my lovies. I'm back. I don't know for how long this time, but here I am today. Thank you so much for joining me today, for having a little bit of yarn fun. Thank you so much to everybody who has subscribed. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. If you have, thank you again so much, and I appreciate your support and the fact that we can just sit here and yarn chat for a little while. A little bit of admin out of the way. I have been checking on the Minnesota Yarn Hop, and they have not posted a date yet for when they're going to reschedule that. And I don't know if they will this year or not. I guess, times being what they are, has yet to be found out or not. And but yeah, I am still checking on that, and still working towards hopefully participating in that. And yeah, and I am still working on my cotton picking challenge. I'll show you what I've been up to here in a little bit. So the cotton picking challenge 2020 is still on. If you don't know what that is, I have challenged my subscribers and anybody else who wants to participate to make at least one object out of cotton or some type of cotton blend once a month. Now obviously the one object a month is completely adjustable. If you are a newer crocheter and newer to using cotton, one small item a month, a kitchen dishcloth or hand towel or something along those lines is perfectly, it's great. Get used to using it. If you're a little more advanced crocheter, you've used cotton before, I challenge you to do a set of dishcloths or a bigger item, maybe something like an article of clothing or an accessory of some sort, something that way. So that is the gist of the Cotton Pickin' Challenge 2020. Let's see. Nothing for Happy Mail. I haven't ordered anything. I haven't really bought anything. I mean, I have. I'm working with it, but I will show you that coming up in whips. But first, finished objects. I have been slowly working on some hats from Crystal's Bag O' Day Crystal's hat collection. I've been working through some of her hat tutorials, and she has a ton. Actually, she just added 7 more. She did a hat O-Day, where she made one blue hat every day for a week, with a new design that she put out a tutorial for each day for a week, which I thought was really cool. So anyway, since she's the one that called attention to Hat Not Hate this year, I have been trying to work exclusively with her patterns, give her the watch minutes and the credit for again bringing this to awareness for the year. I have 3 done so far, and I'm sorry I'm not going to remember the names of the, well, maybe I will. That one I probably won't. This one is one I did before that. It's just a simple beanie, using the extended single crochet stitch, and this is not a Bag O' Day pattern. This is just a quick little, I needed something to do that was going to get done. So I did that. This hat actually challenged me a bit. This is Crystal's Joshua Tree pattern. Oh good, you could see the detail in there. I did this in navy blue. It's a little darker than what it actually shows up on here, but if you see the cabling in there, cables are something I need a little more practice at. Not that I, can't do them. I just still find them a bit challenging. And so this was great for me. It gave me a little something to challenge myself, and I needed that at that point. So yeah, that was the Joshua Tree pattern. And then this was one of her patterns that came out on her Hat O'Day Marathon, or whatever. I think that's what she called it, the Hat O'Day Marathon. And I used a not Red Heart, Big Twist, the blue Big Twist. I know this kind of washes the color out. I can't really tell. But I held it together with, I wonder if I have it around, a Red Heart variegated. And it kind of looks, here it is, stained glass-ish. Peacock feather. Sorry, it's Karen Simply Soft. And this is the color that I held it together with, because I just had a scrap, obviously, hanging around with peacock feather. And I think it turned out incredible. I think it looks kind of stained glass-ish, like I said earlier. I really, really like how that turned out. I'm actually considering making another one just a little bit bigger size. So that was fun. I really enjoyed that one. And like I said, for some reason you haven't heard of Bag O'Day, it's BAG-O-DAY crochet. Head over to Crystal. She's got over 700 tutorials, and if you can't find what you're looking for, let her know. I'm sure she'll come up with something for you. So those are my finished objects. My whips. I know I've been talking about making my Water's Edge kimono, and I have started that. I am using Comfy Cotton. This is my Cotton Pickin Challenge 2020 cotton item for right now. It's in the color Silver Lining. Can you see that? I don't know if it's focusing or not. As far as Comfy Cotton is concerned, it's a very soft yarn. I really like it, and it's light. There's not a lot of heft to it, at least in my opinion. It's a lightweight 3. It asks for a 4.5 knitting needle or a 6mm crochet hook. It is 50% cotton, 50% polyester, machine washable and dryable. This ball, when I began, was 7 ounces or 200 grams with 392 yards and 358 meters. And it's made in China. So this is what I'm working with right now. You can see I've got quite the hole in there already. And oops, I have it in my yarn bowl that I bought myself for my birthday quite a while ago, back in January. I'm also using a 5mm hook. I don't know. There it is. So that's what I'm using there. And this is how far I have come. Can you see that? I'm really proud of this. Really proud of this. I think it's turning out beautifully. Cannot wait to get some more work done on it. From reading the pattern, it sounds like oh, there's a goldfinch on my feeder. Squirrel. Crochet the back, which is what I'm working on right now, and then you crochet 2 smaller pieces just like it that are the front panels, and then you seam the front panels and back together. Excuse me. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to being done with it and being able to use it. I've stretched it out a bit to decide whether I want to try to block it or not, and I don't think I do. I think just washing it and then hanging it to dry will be perfectly sufficient for this, because I don't want those flowers. I don't want these stretched way out with blocking, because they kind of lose that flower look if you do that. You see that? If they're closer together, they kind of look more flower-esque. Is that a word? But this is very light, and you can see the drape on it is fantastic. I can't wait, you guys. I can't wait. I can't wait. She also has a Moonstone Cardigan. Now this is from Hickory Hills Crochet. I'm not sure if that's right, but I'll link it below. She also has a Moonstone Cardigan, which is very similar to this, that I'm also considering making. She made that in white yarn, and it's very impressive looking. So that may go on my whips list. I'm not sure, or on my hooker plans list. I'm not sure. Hooker plans. I've been mentioning that I wanted to do a 2 together blanket, where you hold 2 strands of yarn together and you crochet them together into a fairly heavy blanket, and I'm not feeling that right now. I actually found something else. I know. What do us makers do, right? What's a maker to do? That I want to work on instead. And let me see if I can find that picture right here. I found this in a crochet group on Facebook called I Love Crocheting, and it looks like a patchwork quilt, and I love it. And I was reading through her comments, and everybody was asking for the pattern, and she said all it is granny squares done half and half and then put together to make these little oblong diamonds. I know there's some sort of geometrical word for it, but I don't care. They're oblong diamonds. Anyway, so I showed it to my husband, and he said it was gorgeous, which anything crocheted coming from him is high praise. And he told me that I should try to make that. He goes, you should really make that. In fact, I think that was almost a quote. What did he say? Oops, wrong person. That is beautiful. I think you should try it. I'll even make it a challenge for you, he said. So, I am looking very much forward to getting started on that. I'm really feeling that one. I really am looking forward to that one. I have a lot of scraps I could use on there. So I haven't decided if I want to make it where all the big blocks are similar color themes, or if they are all kind of unique and different. I haven't decided that part yet. So it's still kind of being gelled together in my brain. But that is my current hooker plan, along with the possibility of the Moonstone Cardigan. But first I need to finish that kimono cardigan. I am loving that. It's a very fun pattern once you figure out how to make the petals so that they're done correctly. It's not hard. I mean, it looks complicated, but it's not hard. She has a video tutorial for it, and I mean, I love it. I'm having fun with it. When I get time. When I get time to work on it. My other whip right now is a big chunky blanket, very similar to this one that you see behind me. This is, in our family, affectionately called the cloud blanket. Not because it's not heavy, because the sucker is huge and it's heavy and it's warm, and yeah, but because of the colors. My daughter thought that the colors reminded her of the sky and clouds, and so she has dubbed it the cloud blanket. I am making a very similar blanket, same stitch, just different color yarn, and I think a different size hook too, because this one doesn't seem to be as tightly stitched. For my grandson, and I'll explain in a second, using Burnett blanket in the colorway Oceanside. I don't know if you can see this. I hope you can see that. If you're not familiar with Burnett blanket yarn, it's a bulky 6. So to that end, I am using a 12mm P hook, and this is one of my hooks from Hobby Lobby. I really like these. This grip is a little rubberized, this gray part, and I really like the floral design down the side. These are plastic hooks, and normally I don't like plastic hooks, but I really like these. So I've been using that with this yarn. Like I said, it's a bulky size 6. It calls for 8mm knitting needles, which is a US 11 knitting needle. Sorry, I don't knit, so I'm just kind of winging it here. Or an 8mm crochet hook, which is a US L or 11 hook. Machine wash cold, dry cold, don't iron, don't bleach. It's 100% polyester, so you don't want to do anything hot with this. It'll just melt. The ball, before you use it, is 10.5 ounces or 300 grams, 220 yards or 201 meters. And I think it's working out really pretty. Like I said, I'm making it for a boy. I'm making it for my grandson. I know you guys are like, you're too young to have a grandson. You're probably right, but I do, and he's here. Well, not here, but in the world, and I adore him. And I miss him like crazy. Because, well, I haven't seen him since all of this quarantine stuff started. I take that back. I've seen him for one weekend. But his mom and dad are trying to keep him home and in one place so he isn't exposed. But anyway, my oldest son, who is his father, is hoping to be moved out into his own place again this summer. And when my grandson is here, his name is Theo, he sleeps in a pack and play because we don't have room for, proper crib. And I put this blanket folded up on the bottom of the pack and play so it's not quite so hard. And he sleeps like a little log. So I thought, Grandma can fix the bottom of the pack and play that Daddy has, and that's what I'm making for him. So, and he has another blanket. I don't know. I've shown it on here. It's that green and blue and purplish colored terry cloth blanket that I made for him. And every time he's here and he uses it, he grabs it and he puts up his face and he smushes it in his little nose, and I just love it because he snuggles with that and he loves that blanket. And as much as a little infant can show you that they love something, he shows it. And that makes me happy. So yeah, that brings me to life events. That's kind of a shoe into that. Yeah, part of the reason that I haven't been around is I have anxiety and depression, and I have for a very long time, since my early teens. This is nothing new to me, but with everything that was going on and work. Not that my job is particularly stressful in itself, but being out of the house 10 hours a day, I drive half an hour to work and half an hour from work, and I'm at work for 9 hours, and then coming home and having everything, get dinner done, get dinner cleaned up, everything that way. It got very overwhelming. And then, now, you have anxiety or depression or both, this cycle is going to seem very familiar to you. You get very overwhelmed, and then you just kind of shut down. And then your anxiety kicks up and it goes, but you need to do this, this needs to get done, and blah, 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 blah. And you start thinking about all the things that need to get done, and then you get overwhelmed all over again and you shut down. And believe me, this video was on the you need to do this. That was on the list. And I needed to be careful with myself and be gentle to myself. And like I said, I've had this for a long time, and I'm on medication, so this isn't like I'm taking medication to make myself happy or taking medication to make everything go away. This isn't ever going to go away, and I realize that. I have made peace with that. I live with this animal in my body, and we coexist, and sometimes I just need to let it run its course. And this time it took longer, mostly because a lot of the things that I do to pull myself out of that aren't as available right now. I love to just go walk through Joanne or Michael's or Hobby Lobby, or go to the mall and walk through the mall, go to the park and watch the kids play. I love doing those things. They help heal me, and they're not there. So I've been working hard at trying to find other ways and other things. And when you have to completely change around everything you've done for years, it takes a while. But I'm working on it. It's a work in progress. It's getting there. But I've gotten to this point, and I'm very proud of myself. I'm very happy that I'm here and that I can do this, and that I only feel slightly overwhelmed. um, this doesn't feel like a monumental task, and I've never wanted this channel to feel like a job for me, like work, like I have to do it. I want to enjoy this. I want this to be something that brings me happiness and fulfillment, and something I look forward to, not something where it's like, all right, I have to do this. I'm here, and you get me like this for until I feel like I'm done. That's not fair to you. That's not how I want this portrayed. That's not how I want crochet portrayed. I want this to be a happy place. So I'm here when I'm happy. And I have been slowly working up to this, and I'm here. I've made it to this point, and I'm happy about that. So, I think the biggest drawback I've had is a lot of the things that I normally look forward to either aren't available, or my husband and I have jointly decided not to participate in this year with everything that's going on. The biggest hit to us, I think, is camping. We look forward to camping. We look forward to it like crazy. We have a beautiful camper that we haul around. It's huge. It's 30 feet long. And we take it, wherever we're going to go camping. We set it up, and we love it. We love camping. We going out swimming in the lakes and kayaking, or if we're at a different type of campground, using the pools and the jump pillows and the different amenities that way, mini golfing. And we decided that this year we're not going to do that. I told him I just wasn't sure I was going to be able to relax with all the question marks still in place, with everything, and that I wasn't sure that this was the year that we should do, that this year. So we're not. But we still have the camper, and we are planning on doing some backyard camping trips. Well, the camper's on the side yard, but you understand. We're gonna do some camping trips at home, still use our camper, still kind of get that feel that we're camping, and might even do some tent camping in our backyard this year. I'm not sure what all it's going to shake out, but we are working on some ideas for changing this year a little bit, so we still have our fun. We still have that feeling of going out and doing fun camping things, but staying safe at the same time and keeping others safe at the same time. So that's been weighing heavy on me. Time has been weighing heavy on me during the week with, I mentioned, my schedule. And then the weekends, we get to the weekends and I go, oh my gosh, I gotta do this. And then I get overwhelmed, and then I shut down, and then I feel guilty, and then the list starts over again, and the cycle starts over again. So it's been a slow recovery this time. And I'm still working on it. There's still things that need work, but I made it this far. So this is definitely progress forward, and I'll take it. I also want to let all of you know that if you are feeling similarly, if you need someone to talk to, if you are feeling hopeless or depressed or anything, that I'm here. And I always have my email linked below. You can email me anything. I have lived a life where not much shocks me. Being in medical for almost 20 years and being raised by and married to law enforcement, there's just not much that that shocks me anymore. And when I say I understand, I promise I understand. I want to be here for you if you need someone to understand you. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you're feeling similarly, if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling overwhelmed. By all means, I'm here. I will listen. I will understand. And I will do what I can to help. So there you go. That's kind of life events right there. My daughter turned 8 at the beginning of the month, and we had a little drive-by parade organized for her, since we couldn't have a traditional birthday party. And then shortly after the parade was done, we went to a local park and had a social distancing picnic. With family members, or each set of families that came brought their own food and sat at their own picnic table. And when we got together to talk, we were, social distanced apart. We were 6 feet apart, and it was nice, but it was kind of awkward. I'll be honest. Because we're all used to being such a close family and closer than that. But the main point was that Ava enjoyed herself and she didn't feel forgotten during all of this, and she felt cared about, and that was the goal. That was the objective, and it was accomplished. And she had a nice time. And a couple weeks after that, my second son turned 17, 17. Oh my gosh, no, he's 19. I'm trying to go backwards. He turned 19. So, he had a good time. He's an adult, so he's working full time. But I think he spent a lot of time with his friends this weekend. He and his brother have a small group of friends that they aren't doing as much social distancing from. But you gotta pick your battles. I understand the ramifications and how things work, but yeah. What do you do? Both my sons work second shift, so I hardly ever see them because I'm out of the house by 7 o'clock or 7:30 in the morning, and they're out of the house noon, 1 o'clock-ish in the afternoon, and I'm in bed at 8, and they don't get home until much later than that. So I hardly ever see them. But anyway, yeah, so that's life in a nutshell. The upcoming obscure holidays, I won't go through all the ones that I have missed with you because we'd be here for an hour. Rather, I will start with today, which is May 23rd. It's International Jazz Day, Lucky Penny Day, and World Turtle Day. Oh, that reminds me of a pattern that I saw with these little turtles and removable shells. Oh, I'll have to see if I can find it and link it, but super cute, you guys. Oh my gosh, these things were cute. And that reminds me of that. Maybe I'll put that on my hooker plans list because they are really cute. Now that's today. May 24th is National Escargot Day. Snails. I don't think I've ever had escargot, to be honest. And if I have, I didn't realize it. May 24th is also my dad's birthday. Where is he? Right here. That's my dad. And he's been passed away for a few years now. It's kind of a bittersweet day for us. And I'm actually going to go up and spend time with my grandma on Sunday, because that's a hard day for her. That was her son. And I'm gonna go keep her company. May 25th, Monday, is Memorial Day, which we all know. I don't know if that's a international holiday or not, but in the States it's Memorial Day. It's also National Missing Children's Day. That's a little sad. National Brown Baguette Day. I don't know about you, but I bring my lunch to work pretty often. National Towel Day in the UK. If anybody's from the UK in here, can you explain that? That's interesting sounding. National Wine Day. That's happening. Isn't every day National Wine Day? Shouldn't it be? And Tap Dance Day. May 26th is Sally Ride Day. The 27th is Sunscreen Day. Excuse me. Excuse me, sorry, just got a little dry there for a second. May 28th is Amnesty International Day and National Hamburger Day. So May 28th, we are eating a hamburger. May 29th, learn about composting day. We compost during the summer, during the warmer months. Not so much during the colder ones. May 30th is Mint Julep Day and Water a Flower Day. And May 31st is National Macaroon Day, Save Your Hearing Day, and World No Tobacco Day. So that takes us through the end of May. My daughter just woke up. Oh, 8:30. So hopefully those upcoming holidays bring you some inspiration, give you some ideas for upcoming projects, or if you've kind of been stuck on something, to kind of get your juices flowing. And shout outs. Now, when I thought my Crojo was completely lost, excuse me, and that none of this stuff was ever going to happen, and I was completely overwhelmed with things, I had to limit myself to what I was watching, because otherwise I would get overwhelmed thinking, oh, I need to watch this one, I need to watch this one, I need to watch this one, I need to watch this one. I really needed to limit myself, because otherwise it was just too much. And I'm, like I said, I'm still in healing mode. I'm not 100%, and I know that. But knowing that, I can work with it. There were a handful of channels that I watched regularly, but the ones that I watched the most of were Crystal's Bag O' Day, who probably doesn't need my little shout out, but there it is. I did watch her unboxings and her shopping parody. If you haven't seen her shopping in quarantine parody, it's awesome. It's pretty funny. And her Hat Not Hate marathon, her like her yarn reviews, things like that, kept my creative self involved, where I didn't just go, alright, I'm done, because it was close. The Cozy Cottage Crochet by Hannah, again, her energy and her sincerity and her just genuine personality kept me going. And I really appreciate Hannah and her enthusiasm, her energy, her positivity, her honesty. That's what draws me back to her. Not to mention her incredible talent. Oh my gosh. I love the things she makes. Good morning. Do you want to come over by me? This is my daughter. She just woke up. Carrie Penny at the Happy Crafty Homemaker. I started watching some of her crochet box subscription boxes, and just really enjoyed how I felt while I was watching her, and I appreciated her information, and I didn't feel overwhelmed watching her, so that was nice. So, thank you, Carrie. Shout out to Carrie on Happy Crafty Homemaker, and for kind of pulling me through along with the rest of these, and Debbie from the Canadian Crocheter. Just being able to, I love her honesty. She's just like, oh, we've been stuck here for blah 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 however many months, so we said, fine, we're just gonna go out. And the day she took her mom out shopping, we're leaving, we're going shopping. And she took her mom out, and they had a good time. The most recent one that I saw was the one where she was in her garden, and she was talking about her gardening a little bit, and some of her hats that she's made, and dishcloths. She made a hat and a bunch of dishcloths. That's what the most recent one I saw was. And just, Debbie being Debbie really just got me through. I still remember the first one that I saw of hers that really got me giggling and got me watching her more through this period for me, was her 1980s Cal or Mal, I can't remember, video where well, you'll have to go look for it, but 80s Deborah came out and convinced all of us we should take place in an 80s, I can't remember, like I said, if it's a Mal or a Cal. And if I find the link, I'll put it down below. But, yeah, so then I started, not that I didn't watch her before, because I did pretty regularly, but she kind of became part of my repertoire that I would look for, so those four came to the top of my head right away when I was looking for things to pull me forward and keep me creative. There's a few more that I'll save for next time. But I think with that, you checking yourself out? No? I'm trying to put your forehead on the pointer. The pointer is on the video.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with all of that, I am going to say, again, thank you for sticking around, for all of your support, and your likes and subscribes. Of course, please keep those coming. I'm always happy to see what people enjoy, and if you want to contact me, by all means, use my email. And yeah, until I see you next time, stay lovely. Bye-bye.